Ducks may appear to be ordinary farm animals, but transporting millions across continents requires precision and expertise. Unlike chickens, ducks demand constant hydration, strategic spacing, and controlled temperatures to avoid stress and harm. Trucks, planes, and ships must be adapted to their unique needs, balancing efficiency with strict welfare standards. How do farmers and transport specialists ensure they arrive safely? The answer lies in a blend of logistics, innovation, and meticulous planning. Ducks destined for markets undergo meticulous preparation long before transport begins. Extensive preparations start well before departure, ensuring their health and survival. Unlike chickens, which have adapted well to dense confinement, ducks are more sensitive to stress, require more space, and need constant access to moisture. Their feathers provide natural insulation, but without proper ventilation, they can quickly overheat. Timing is everything. Farmers and logistics specialists must schedule transport to avoid extreme heat or cold, ensuring that ducks are neither subjected to harsh summer temperatures nor left vulnerable to freezing conditions. Before departure, they are checked for signs of illness, as even a single sick bird can lead to the rejection of an entire shipment. Water and feed must be carefully regulated before transport to prevent digestive issues, as stress and motion can upset their delicate systems. Once they are deemed fit for transport, ducks are carefully loaded into specialized containers. Unlike chickens, which are often placed in stacked plastic crates, ducks require more room to move and breathe. Their enclosures must be well ventilated to allow consistent airflow, reducing the risk of overheating. Overcrowding can lead to feather loss, injury, or suffocation, so strict spacing guidelines are followed. In some cases, transporters use tiered enclosures with slatted floors, allowing waste to fall away and preventing the accumulation of moisture, which could lead to bacterial growth. Trucks designed for duck transport often include misting systems that keep the air humid, preventing dehydration. For longer distances, water dispensers are installed inside containers, allowing the birds to stay hydrated throughout the trip. Ducks being moved within a country typically travel by road. Trucks equipped with climate control systems ensure that temperatures remain stable, and air circulation fans prevent pockets of hot or stagnant air. Transporters must be mindful of every stop, as delays can create heat buildup inside the vehicle. Regulations in different regions set limits on travel times, requiring scheduled breaks to check on the bird's condition. In some places, animal welfare laws mandate rest periods where ducks can be unloaded into holding areas to recover before continuing. These extra precautions are necessary because ducks are particularly vulnerable to stress-induced health issues. If handled improperly, they can become agitated, leading to excessive movement, feather damage, and even injury. Drivers trained in poultry transport understand how to take turns and accelerate smoothly to minimize unnecessary jolts that could cause distress. For international transport, ducks are often flown to their destinations. This requires an entirely different level of preparation. Unlike other cargo, live birds cannot simply be loaded into standard crates and stacked inside an aircraft hold. Ducks need customized enclosures that allow for sufficient ventilation while keeping them contained. Airlines that specialize in live animal transport use pressurized and temperature-controlled cargo spaces, ensuring conditions remain within safe limits. To prevent excessive movement during flight, containers are designed to provide stability, with reinforced walls to prevent shifting. The entire flight schedule is planned with precision, minimizing layovers to reduce stress. Some shipments require in-flight monitoring, with specialized handlers ensuring that ventilation systems function properly and that temperatures remain stable throughout the trip. For large-scale exports, shipping by sea offers a more economical alternative, but it introduces its own challenges. Ducks transported by cargo ships spend days, sometimes weeks, in transit. Their enclosures must be carefully secured within the vessel's hold, where temperature and humidity levels are constantly monitored. Unlike land or air transport, where immediate adjustments can be made, ships require automated systems that regulate conditions without direct human intervention. Sensors placed throughout the cargo area provide real-time data, allowing operators to adjust airflow and cooling mechanisms as needed. The length of the trip means that feeding and hydration must be carefully managed. Some vessels are equipped with automated water dispensers and feed trays, ensuring that ducks receive nourishment without excessive human handling, which could cause stress. Unlike chickens, which can tolerate dry conditions for extended periods, ducks must have access to moisture to prevent their bodies from overheating. Whether traveling by truck, plane, or ship, the goal remains the same: ensuring that as many ducks as possible reach their destinations in optimal condition. Every step of the process must account for their biological needs, balancing efficiency with welfare. Transport specialists continuously refine their methods, testing new enclosure designs, experimenting with different ventilation systems, and even studying behavioral patterns to develop strategies that reduce stress. With growing demand for duck products across international markets, the pressure to improve transport logistics continues to drive innovation. Advances in real-time monitoring, automation, and sustainable transport solutions are helping to reshape the industry, making it possible to move millions of ducks safely and efficiently across vast distances. Transporting ducks on a large scale presents obstacles far beyond simple logistics. These birds are uniquely vulnerable to stress, and any disruption to their environment can lead to severe consequences. Unlike land animals, which can be easily separated if aggression arises, ducks tend to move in groups, which means that one panicked bird can trigger a chain reaction. If conditions become too hot, they huddle together, increasing the risk of overheating. If temperatures drop too low, they become lethargic, making them more susceptible to illness. Proper airflow is essential, yet it must be carefully balanced. Too much wind can strip moisture from their feathers, while too little leads to dangerous humidity buildup inside containers. Overcrowding remains a major threat. When ducks lack space, injuries increase and mortality rates rise. Feather loss is common when spacing is inadequate, and excessive heat buildup in crowded conditions can cause suffocation. In extreme cases, ducks may trample one another in an effort to create space. Regulations in many countries set clear limits on density per container, but these standards vary widely. In regions where regulations are looser, transporters may be tempted to maximize shipments by squeezing more birds into each crate. However, this often results in higher losses as stress-related deaths increase. Another challenge is hydration. Unlike chickens, which can tolerate dry conditions for extended periods, ducks require regular access to moisture. Even slight dehydration can lead to respiratory distress, which weakens their immune systems and makes them more susceptible to disease. Ensuring access to water during transport is particularly difficult, as traditional water bowls would spill during movement, creating wet, unsanitary conditions. Some transporters have developed misting systems that provide moisture without soaking the birds, while others use drip feeding systems to provide controlled hydration. However, these innovations are not yet standard across all transport operations, meaning that many ducks still endure long journeys with limited access to water. Disease control is another critical issue. Ducks can carry avian influenza and other poultry-related illnesses, which makes their transport a potential biosecurity risk. Outbreaks of bird flu can halt shipments entirely, leading to economic losses for farmers and exporters. Strict health checks are required before ducks can be transported across borders, with some countries imposing quarantine periods to ensure that no infected birds are introduced into their markets. However, enforcing these measures on a global scale is difficult, as different countries have different levels of biosecurity enforcement. Smuggled or poorly regulated shipments can introduce diseases into new regions, creating outbreaks that affect entire poultry industries. Regulations governing duck transport vary significantly across the world. The European Union has some of the strictest animal welfare laws, requiring transporters to meet high standards for space, ventilation, and hydration. Ducks traveling within the EU are subject to mandatory rest stops, where they are unloaded, given food and water, and allowed to recover before continuing their trip. In contrast, some regions in Asia, where demand for duck meat and eggs is highest, have fewer restrictions, meaning that transport conditions can vary widely. Efforts to standardize transport welfare regulations face resistance from some exporters, who argue that increased restrictions could drive up costs and make their products less competitive. The logistical complexity increases further when considering live duck exports. Unlike frozen poultry, which can be shipped with minimal handling, live ducks require careful planning and constant monitoring. Transport delays due to customs inspections, weather conditions, or mechanical failures can create major welfare concerns. If a shipment is held at an airport or border crossing for too long, ducks can become dehydrated, overheated, or stressed beyond recovery. The longer they remain in transit, the higher the risk of loss, making timing a crucial factor in every stage of transport. Despite these difficulties, demand for duck products continues to rise, particularly in countries where duck meat and eggs are culinary staples. This demand places pressure on producers and transporters to refine their processes, balancing cost efficiency with humane treatment. In response, new technologies and strategies are being developed to address these challenges, ensuring that ducks are transported with minimal stress and maximum survival rates. To overcome transport challenges, the industry has embraced new technologies that enhance efficiency and welfare. One of the most significant developments is the introduction of climate-controlled transport systems that allow for precise regulation of temperature, humidity, and airflow. Modern trucks are now equipped with automated ventilation systems that adjust based on external weather conditions, ensuring that ducks remain within a safe temperature range regardless of the climate outside. Some vehicles even feature real-time monitoring systems that provide transporters with constant updates on conditions inside the enclosures, allowing them to make immediate adjustments when necessary. Hydration remains a critical issue, and new solutions have emerged to prevent dehydration without creating unsanitary conditions. Misting systems, once limited to premium poultry transport, now cool ducks with a fine water spray that avoids feather saturation. In long-haul shipments, automated watering systems provide a steady supply of moisture without the risk of spills. These innovations have significantly reduced transport-related stress, improving survival rates and reducing the number of ducks lost due to overheating or dehydration. Container design has also evolved to better accommodate the unique needs of ducks. Traditional stackable poultry crates, which work well for chickens, often prove inadequate for ducks due to their greater need for space and ventilation. In response, transport specialists have developed multi-tiered enclosures with slatted floors that allow waste to drain away, keeping conditions cleaner and reducing the risk of bacterial infections. Some enclosures now feature curved edges to prevent injuries caused by birds jostling against rigid structures during movement. Innovations in lightweight, breathable materials have also improved transport efficiency, allowing for better air circulation while reducing overall weight for air and land transport. Stress reduction techniques have seen major improvements as well. Studies have shown that ducks, like many animals, respond positively to controlled lighting conditions, and transporters have begun using specialized lighting systems to keep them calm during long journeys. Instead of exposing them to constant bright artificial light, trucks and shipping containers now use dimmable LED systems that mimic natural daylight cycles. Gradual light changes help prevent panic responses and reduce overall anxiety levels. Additionally, some transporters have experimented with playing low-frequency sounds, such as soft background noise or rhythmic vibrations, to soothe the birds during transit. For international shipments, advancements in air transport have made it possible to move live ducks more safely and efficiently. Airlines specializing in live animal transport now use custom-built cargo holds that maintain stable pressure and temperature levels. Ducks are placed in specially designed containers with individual compartments that prevent overcrowding while allowing for proper ventilation. Real-time tracking systems monitor every aspect of the transport environment, alerting handlers to any potential issues before they escalate. These improvements have made air transport a more viable option for high-value duck exports, ensuring that birds arrive in prime condition without excessive losses. Shipping by sea has also seen significant innovation. While traditionally considered the most challenging method of live poultry transport due to extended travel times, modern shipping companies have begun implementing automated climate control systems that continuously adjust temperature and humidity based on real-time sensor data. Some vessels now feature self-contained ecosystems that regulate air quality, removing ammonia buildup from waste and circulating fresh air through the cargo hold. Feed and water systems have been automated, providing ducks with nourishment at scheduled intervals without the need for human intervention. These advancements have drastically improved survival rates, making sea transport a more feasible option for long-distance shipments. Sustainability concerns have also driven the development of eco-friendly transport methods. With growing awareness of the environmental impact of livestock transportation, companies have begun experimenting with electric-powered transport vehicles designed to reduce emissions. Some farms have integrated solar-powered cooling systems into their transport infrastructure, using renewable energy to maintain optimal conditions for ducks in transit. In regions where water resources are scarce, innovative hydration solutions, such as moisture recycling systems, have been introduced to minimize waste while ensuring that ducks receive adequate hydration. As global demand for duck products continues to grow, the industry remains under pressure to balance efficiency with ethical responsibility. With advancements in transport technology, from automated climate controls to precision hydration systems, the movement of millions of ducks each year has become safer and more sustainable. These innovations represent not just a response to logistical challenges, but a commitment to improving animal welfare while maintaining the integrity of an industry that feeds millions. Transporting ducks globally requires precision, from climate-controlled vehicles to hydration systems that reduce stress and losses. Challenges like overcrowding, disease control, and regulatory differences push the industry toward better welfare standards and smarter transport solutions. Technology continues to refine every stage, ensuring efficiency without compromising ethics. Behind every duck product is a complex system working to deliver it safely. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more insights.